Yes, welcome everyone. Another video here from the Tokyo Real Estate Man. And as you see here, no, we're not in Tokyo today. No, we are in Kyoto. And I haven't been to Kyoto in a while. And it's nice to make a video here and even to come here through the social media on these sort of walking tour videos here in Gion right there. We're going to be looking at some apartments here in the it's just beautiful. I just love it. It's such a beautiful neighborhood. And I'm happy to bring a video here from Kyoto today, just to even watch this for a second. You see such a beautiful and pleasant environment, and it's definitely a neighborhood that's in that is historically so important to Japan. And in some ways I keep using the word lately, this postmodernism, and in some ways I can remember there was a philosopher, excuse me, his name was Baudrillard, and then he had sort of come up with the idea in the postmodern era, image is knowledge. And I don't think that's necessarily the case. However, the images that sort of beam from this neighborhood right now in terms of the social media of ancient Japan and the commodification in some ways of these ancient streets are just amazing. And in that way, I think that investing, if you want to invest in Japanese real estate, this is of course Higashiyama Ward or Higashiyama-ku. It's going to be beautiful. It's just beautiful. Okay, this is just a no miss area. Okay, now I'm going to stop the rolling video right here, and then I want to come here to the reason there's a fan of this channel. His name is Robert Diamond, and he's always has a lot of thoughtful comments. And I do know he is from Los Angeles, and he owns a house in this very neighborhood. I don't know the details of it, but I know that he's talked about it before, and he talked about it on the old channel. And in one of his comments here, this is what he said, and I'm going to read it. I think it's a very important comment, and I wanted to bring it up in other videos, but now that we're sort of covering his home neighborhood here today, I thought that I could read it. And oh, by the way, thank you. He said, yeah, the content is looking better. I'm very pleased with the new look of this too. And it said, he said, I forget it. This is the one video I did on Yokohama. There was a $50,000 throwaway house, or $150,000 you get everything house. And what did Robert has come is such an important and spot on comment addressing the Akiya myth, or the empty homes myth. The only time someone should buy one in a small town is if they want to live there the rest of their life. No buyer would ever come close to offering what you have put into it. I'm sorry, it's so much smaller than my eyes can see, so I'm not really reading it as smoothly as I would if there was a little bit bigger. Into it when you attempt to sell it 10 or 15 years later. And I think that's a really great point. And I think what this neighborhood, and I'm also come back to a very thoughtful comment, Robert, and I've echoed it so many times. And oh, I forgot the most important part. Okay, you have heard the expression location, 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 right? Well, now multiply that philosophy by 100. So there we go. So location, 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 and then we have to go 100 up to, if we multiply it by 100 times, I'd have to repeat and say that word 300 times. Location, location, location. And when we're here, okay, we know that this is a significant historical neighborhood. It's going nowhere. Right now it happens to be in play in social media because it's so popular. Okay, and we see here the machiyas, and these machiyas in this area in Higashiyama are so expensive. Okay, but we're not going to look at machiyas today. We're going to look at it a couple of apartments. First, we're going to move over here to the map. You guys just see it's just phenomenal and beautiful. And the apartments that we're looking at are very close to this very location. And you know, up the hill here is going to be Kiyomizu-dera, which is the #1 tourist spot in Kyoto. So we're really in the number one area. And you can see other real estate investors here and other mostly Japanese people have invested in this neighborhood. Of course, you know this street's a very famous street. Okay, anyway, I'm going to cut over here. We'll get off the sort of Baudrillard images knowledge. I'm not convinced that that is the case, but definitely it was a little. Baudrillard wrote much of his stuff in the early 1990s, and he sort of was foreseeing this sort of Instagram age. So is image knowledge? I'm not sure, but definitely this sort of neighborhood and its sort of ancient housing and stuff like this is impacting in terms of social media. Anyhow, let's come over here to the data. This channel is ultimately a data channel, and we're looking for opportunity, and it's definitely always going to be like a data channel, and I'm hoping that this map here is finally going to kick up. Please, at home map. And here we go right here, and you can see I'm going to probably have to adjust it again. You can see here that we're this is indeed the Kiyomizu-dera. I had it before it re-established itself in a new setting. I had it sort of looking at here. This is a very good way on this channel. Again, what we're doing, and we love this at home page, because the at home page allows us to through this rainbow of colors, allows us to analyze data in the very most popular neighborhoods in Japan, or whether that be Tokyo, here in Kyoto. And we can see, again, we see the rainbow, and the rainbow indicates new followers to this channel. Okay, what it indicates is demand at different levels. And then when we see the red pill, and we take the word from the matrix, the red pill, because what is the red pill? When we take the red pill, we're getting truth. And truth, the red pill is saying to us that there are heavy punchers in this neighborhood. Okay, we just hit on a red pill one here, and this one is Nioku, basically 3980 man. That's a good number for you to practice in Japanese. Nioku 3980 man. Okay, that's as hard as it gets. And 128 meter, 3 SLDK. Okay, this is basically at this point in time, this apartment. This is oh no, this is not Shibuya pricing, because this is probably a newer building. This one in Shibuya might be right now, might be $8 or $9 million. This is $2.4 million Canadian at this point in time, and this one was built in 2014. So this one in Shibuya right now might be an $8 or $9 million unit. However, in Kyoto, it's basically 1/4 of the price. We could just go through it. I'm not saying that you should be buying anything like this, but we see the red pill in this neighborhood. This is going to be, obviously, you can tell it's going to be a very nice apartment. Okay, 128 meters. Yeah, there you go, right there. And I'm hoping it's on the 5th floor. It's on the top floor. There we go. Saijokai. Okay, and you can see the building though. It's really nice. See how it's blended into it's going to be blending into the character of Kyoto. Like when you see like commercial signs like this, even 7-Eleven in Kyoto, they're really restricted with their color. They can't use the red and the green or something like that. They'll have to have their own sort of brown 7-Eleven signs. And you can see that brown here being used here in a traditional look here in this building. Right here, and it's going to be just, but is it really all that nice? I was surprised to see this. This is like garbage carpeting. Nice kitchen, but this is not, I mean, a nice bathroom. But that's certainly, that flooring in the kitchen kind of surprised me. I thought it was going to be nicer. So even this, like this is carpeting in the bathroom. That's really rare to see that. I'm hoping it's tile. So even on this one here, if you wanted to redo it and get rid of this carpet and everything like that, you're going to need perhaps $30,000-$40,000 to pay someone to put the floor in, maybe $50,000. Okay, a tatami room, nice though. Yeah, top floor, nice balcony here, nice view. Okay, but this is an example of red pill in the neighborhood, and this is really, for me, nothing all that special. I don't see anything all that special. Top price, because of its size, and it's a newer building and stuff like that, but it doesn't have the bling that I generally like. Anyway, let's come back here to the map. Okay, come back here to the map. So we know that Kiyomizu-dera is here, right here to the right. Okay, right in this area right there. That whole void area is going to be where the temple is. So it is we're looking very close to where the temple is. Okay, and then when you come in here to by the river right here, you can see that there's like a mix of colors. When I push the blue ones in here right there, what do we get? We have a 17 meter apartment for 900 mon, or $90,000. That's pretty good. And then right here we have another one, a 20 meter one for basically 900 mon, or 90,000 Canadian dollars. It's pretty good in a way though too, right? Because I mean, here in Vancouver, for example, there's nothing at this sort of price. There's not. Certainly it's the bottom end of the marketplace here. 23 meter unit here, which is this is a rental unit, owner change. It says owner change right there, and that's going for basically $120,000. Okay, and now the ones that I'm really interested in looking in were in this older building right over here. Okay, right here, and there's two different units for sale in this building. There's a smaller 44 meter unit for basically 190,000 Canadian dollars. So I didn't check on the US. I think the US dollar right now I'm looking, it's May 5th today. I think the US dollar right now 100 is $1 to 143 yen. So this is going to be about 120,000 US dollars. Again, given the backdrop of the over financialized North American economy, this is a pretty good deal. And there's another one here in the apartment here as well, which is a 69 meter unit for 278,000 Canadian dollars. Let's just call it 200,000 US dollars. I'm sorry, the US dollar is just it's just outstripping my sort of brain right now, because it's so much more powerful than the other currencies right now. Anyway, let's just go and look at the pictures, because there's some other things I want to talk about here with this particular. That was the one sort of red pill unit, and you know what? I'm just going to X that out of there. But that red pill is an important exercise, because we can see that there's like a demand for this type of unit in this neighborhood. Okay, now this was the first one of the two, and this was the one that was for 69 meters. Okay, 3 LDK top. And I think, this one is on the top floor of this building as well. And this building was built in 1971, and it has a totally 1971 name, which is Chateau Kiyomizu. That's Kiyomizu-dera right there. That's the title for Kiyomizu-dera, like as in the Kiyomizu-dera is the temple name, but Kiyomizu, this is really close to there. And even in 1971, pre-Baudrillard, they're using the area or the image of the area already in the title. So Baudrillard is a image. It was preceding his work as well, and they're using it. The real estate people are always using the idea of history as a commodity. They're still going to use it in their name, in their names that we use in our buildings and everything like that. Anyway, this is the view here from the 6th floor. Okay, and this is a very popular design for the balconies of this age. I'm going to develop this a little bit here in this throughout this video, because there's some important historical points to talk about with this particular building design. Okay, in the building called Chateau Kiyomizu. Okay, and we'll look at some other. You can see that it's already pointing out its location right there. It's called Genshi in Japanese. Genshi. Okay. And again, this concrete, it was a very famous sort of design. Kiyomizu-dera, they're establishing its location. You can see that's from the balcony. That's how close it is to this area. So this is a really, again, we're back to Robert's discussion earlier. Location, 100 bai, which means 100 bai is 100 and bai means times. 100 bai taisetsu. Now, here is the one sort of picture. I don't know if I press it, if it'll expand it any larger, but this was a very important design. Okay, and at least in Tokyo, I'm going to go away from this building, I'm going to come back to it. In Tokyo, there was a brand of buildings that were known as Shuwa. Okay, now I don't really know Kyoto as well as I do Tokyo, and you can see right here that it's going through. This is the name of the site, called Shua Mania, and under my head here it says, "I love Shua." And this was the same sort of design that that is used in this Kyoto building called Shato. And there's actually there's about 30 or 40 of these Shua sort of buildings in the Tokyo area, and they're very, very popular. Even here you can see it says shuamania.net. Mania means crazy, like not crazy, but like kind of means like crazy about. Okay, and so even the like crazy about shua.net is kind of how it translates. And then over here in the Google on the next tab over, what I've done is you can see when we look at these pictures right here, the same sort of design that was used in this sort of Shato Kiyomizu building was used here in the Shua building. And these Shua buildings generally now are almost 50 or 60 years old, but they're still very, very popular. So, and I thought that I could bring it up and just talk about it a little bit. You see this one here, it says Shua Kita Aoyama, and this company Shua, the locations that they picked were just phenomenal. This is one here that's in Meguro, and it says Shibuya Shuhen right there. And here's another one. This is the Shua Roppongi residence right here. So all these locations that this company Shua had chosen were very, very, this one is in Okayama, which is very, very popular neighborhood in Meguro, this one right here. And then here, this one here is Shua Ebisu, okay? So, and I'm speculating, I have no way of knowing this definitively, but when I saw this design in this Kyoto building, I was speculating in my head whether it had some sort of relation with this Shua company, because it was, again, it just picked off this wonderful, phenomenal location here. This is Iidabashi. Iidabashi is right in the middle of Tokyo. This is the one here, the Shua, that this is the one that's in Gaenmai. This is on Gaenmai. Phenomenal locations that they've chosen. This is the one in Hatagaya, which is just really near Shinjuku. So this, I kept wondering. Again, this is another one of the Ebis one here, and again, it's where it's going through the search. It's repeating itself over and over again. But this company Shua basically picked off the best locations that you could get. In this one again is in Tamachi, which is right near Shinagawa. So phenomenal locations that they picked up all over Tokyo, and I was wondering if this one in Kyoto was the same company. This is a different one here. This is really interesting. This is like Minami, what is this going to be? Aonan? This was different, a little bit different. This is the Shua company. But they generally, there's not too many of the ones you see with the red roof. They sort of settled with this sort of blue roof design right here. Anyway, my comments on that are, I guess this is the one in Daikanyama, and this one in Daikanyama, there is right now I think it's a 50-meter apartment selling for $1 million right now. So it's interesting. It's interesting to talk about it. Anyway, I'm going to cut on back here to this listing right here. So what is in play here is I'm wondering whether this company had any affiliation with the Shua company here in Tokyo. And we'll go through the rest of the pictures, and you can see it's totally the 1971 sort of vintage. And what did they do in 1971 that might come to this one in the future? They wasted a lot of space, and this space, like this Shato building is probably wasting space. So if redevelopment was ever come to a location like this one, they have a lot of room to bring up volume both horizontally, and they would probably be able to maybe double vertically. However, I don't think Kyoto is going to be as friendly for redevelopments, let's say, as Tokyo is, for example. Anyhow, let's go through the pictures here. And you see there too, it just reminds me of Shua. Shato Kiyomizu, right there you can see. Can you see how they do the stylish katakana? Shato. Okay. And that's going to translate to the French word chateau. Okay. So it's not going to be like a sh. It's going to be chateau, like a chateau. Well, the French word basically. I can't spell anymore. And you can see here, like these sort of. This is a very generous sort of Genkan area right there, and that would be the Kanrinin-san no Heya, or the manager's office right there. And these, of course, are the keijiban, which are the bulletin boards. So. Yeah, doesn't it look like a Shua? You can just see it. So I'm wondering, and they use the very same design. So I'm wondering if this was the same company. By the way, this was a very famous sort of coffee company. There's a cafe already here in this building, which is a Japanese coffee company called UCC. And there's some motorcycle parking right there, and there is one parking spot available here in this building. We're not getting any pictures of the internal pictures of this suite, so I'm wondering right now when we come back down here to the details of it, whether anyone is actually living in there. Location wise, it's number 1. This is Kiyomizu Gojo Eki, 11 minutes. Okay, this is Gion Yonjo. This is the character for the kanjis here for Gion, which is a very difficult one. Gion, and this is called, I think it's called Shijo. I think I did not. It's called Shijo Eki, and at 21 minutes from there. Phenomenal locations here. Again, very, very reasonable though. Management fees are on for having a larger unit like this, or $170 Canadian a month, or ichiman for your kanri, which is management, and for your shuzen is 7,600. This is really reasonable, cheaper than Tokyo. And Chateau Kiyomizu-dera, right there as it says, and I guess all the systems here are working. I'm guessing that the owner is presently living here in the unit, and I'm right, okay, which is Shoyusha Shojuki. Oh my god, I'm forgetting right now. Okay, why are you brain farting lately? Oh, kill me. Oh, okay, anyway, and since the owner is presently living in the unit, this is the terms of takeover are of course discussable. We can imagine, you can see that this is built in 1971. You could speculate as well that maybe this owner has been living in here the balance of this time, and maybe it's just in serious need of basically renovations or something like that. Anyway, 88 doors here in the building right there, which is nice. And I'm guessing that the repair fund fee or fund would be full of money. Other things to look at here is a south-facing unit. It's a corner unit right there, and it's on the top floor. These are all very, very good. These are all very, very good. Other things that you could talk about too. The building does have like a manager who lives in the unit. So yeah, these things are very, very good. And don't forget, like this. Tokyo used to have this sort of pricing like 30 years ago, but it doesn't anymore. So this is a very good price. Anyway, happy to talk about that. Other things that we could look at here, basically, we could go over the location of this one here. And it's going to be number 1. I did a grocery store search earlier on the next listing that we're going to look at. It said it was 9 minutes away, but again, this is in a really great neighborhood, and it was built here and you can see it's in the area where redevelopment sort of happens, which is on the busy streets, and it's not hard for redevelopment or development for happen along these corridors. Okay, anyhow, that's whether that's coming to this place or not in your lifetime, that again is a lottery shoot. We don't really know if it's coming or not. Anyhow, I'll try to get off this one and we'll go here. Oh, I guess I probably have to hit the X. The other one for sale in the building was the cheaper one, and this one was 44 meters. Okay, but on this unit, everything's been updated. So, and we'll have a look at the pictures here. Very same location, very same building. I'm wondering, is it affiliated with Shua in Tokyo, the Chateau? Okay, there we have a very nice layout picture right there. 45 meters or 44 meters, but just one bedroom, so that would be a 1 LDK. Chukyochu? Yeah, as I said, I remembered the word now. And then it looked like a Shua building. It looked like a Shua building to me. Anyway, and everything has been updated and very, very nice looking inside the unit like that. So I don't know. I don't have any proposals for what you could do with this unit, but if someone was looking for an apartment that you wanted in Japan in a great neighborhood, I think that this would be it. I don't think that you'd have a difficult time renting this unit at all either. And this is the kind of unit that I would perhaps like to get if I was looking to buy in Kyoto. And you can see they're indicating that there is parking here in the building, and it looks like the parking was underground. That was done intelligently. There you go. And that's the door, I guess, to the unit right there. And everything's just been done. Advancing the pictures. There we go. Staged. Danchari. There's nothing in the pictures. Anyway, that's it. We can come here to the sort of details of the listing right here, and I think that everything's going to be pretty cheap. Again, it's the same location that was specified in the earlier listing. Repair fund fees of 5,000 yen a month, and management fees, so basically 120 Canadian a month. I think I said 44 meters, but it seems to be that I was mistaken. This is 41 meters, and 1,880 man, which is 180,000 Canadian dollars roughly. This is west, or you'd say Nishimuki, right there. And I think this one it mentioned was on the second floor, the balcony. So yeah, the total menseki, they're saying the menseki right there is the area, and that's 44. But I think that they've taken the 41 and they've added the balcony size to it right there. And it's on the second floor. And I think it's probably going to be an auto lock in the building, which is considered the way a lot of the buildings will work. Some of the stuff during the day, it's pretty open for the delivery people to come in and stuff like that. But at nighttime, then things would lock up, let's say after 8 p.m. and you'd need a code, for example, to go into the building, or you would have a card sometimes in the more modern buildings. This one built in 1971, though, 88 units here in the building right now. Shoryuken, which indicates ownership. This is a Akiya, meaning it is presently vacant right now, as you can tell. In that they wanted to sell it. The location is the very same. Previously, earlier, I did sort of do a little search here for a supermarket right there, and I did push this in, and it indicates the route from there to the supermarket as being I better make it one more minus down there. About 9 minutes away. Whether you'd walk that way or that way, we don't know. We could. I thought I could expand the map though here, right there as well. Right now, it would be an interesting exercise to take the Google Maps golden guy and drop them here, right in front of the building, so we can have a look around the neighborhood. But I think a lot of the stuff that we saw in the neighborhood, we could see. Oh, I've dropped us in probably into that one sort of UCC cafe right there. That's not what I wanted to do. So I will take this here and I'll try to drop it right there. And oh God, these are over-functioning Google Maps. Maybe if I push that, it'll get me outside. No, it won't. Oh my God, what a disaster. Google Maps is actually too efficient now for its own good. So I will drop us right down the street and we'll walk back. Okay, you can see here though, you can see right there, a lot of taxis. And one of the reasons, you might not like the reason for it. You might not like the reason. You can see the character of the neighborhood, the ancient Japanese neighborhood of Kiyomizu-dera. I guess the apartment, and we go up the hill here, you're going to come all the way up to Kiyomizu-dera. You can see already, these are high school students, okay? In Japan, basically every high school in the country, except for the people who live perhaps in the Kansai area, they would go to Kyoto, probably junior high school, not high school, but junior high school they'd go to. This is their teacher right here. So there's an immense amount of tourism that happens, and field trips are like chugaku ryoko, which is the vacation or the trip that you take in junior high school. And there's a lot of, you can see the souvenir shops. You can see here is going to be the crepe shop. We'll keep going up the hill, but the economic impact of this neighborhood is just unbelievable. And that's why I'm picking off the stuff that we've chosen here today, because it's in a popular neighborhood. You could buy an apartment like this one, live in it for 5 years. You could keep it. You could leave it for your kids, and it will still be valuable. It's like what Robert said. If you're getting away from these top locations in Japan, it's location, 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 hyakubai. There you go. That's your Japanese for the day. Location, 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 hyakubai. Hyakubai is 100 times. And it's Robert had the best comment so far, basically on the channel all year long. And you can see it here. That's why and this is like this one road goes straight up here to Kiyomizu-dera. This will be at the very top of the hill. And I've taken us to the top of the roof. But that's the character of the neighborhood. You see these two guys from somewhere else in the world here in this neighborhood. And it's location, 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 hyakubai. That's the exercise that we've done here today. And that's what these two apartments sort of give you. Now we'll get them off this map and we'll come back here and we can end up here one more time on the analytical map. And the analytical map, get rid of everything. We see red pill. We see even this one here. These are ones that are going to be for 800,000, let's say, or 640,000. Okay, we're seeing demand. Well, that's interesting. 3 LDK for 120 meters for $650,000. That's worth a click. That's worth a click. And we won't do much more than just quickly look at the building here, built in 1985. 120 meters. I'd like to just see the interior pictures if there's any. A very nice looking building, a very big lot. It's much more generous sort of lot sizes here in Kyoto than you'd see. And yeah, there's nothing. So we're going to imagine that the inside of this the apartment is pretty well. Otherwise, if it was really nice, they would be showing it off. And the get here to the bottom. Oh, it's presently vacant, so it's an IKEA. So I was speculating that perhaps the owner was living in it. But yeah, built in 1985, 120 meters with 14 meters of balcony space. So coming back to the main point, though, is that we see varying sort of points of demand here in this neighborhood. I think I just X'd my map out, by the way, everyone. So the Tokyo Real Estate menu just that was that one sort of who knows what video is going to come up there next. This is that was the one we did in Yokohama with Robert's thoughtful commentary right there, and this is the one ending up here on the streets of Kyoto. We can advance the video here a little bit further along. Who knows where it'll be, but it's going to be here in that very, very neighborhood. This is the character of the neighborhood. You can see that it's full of economic impact. You can't go wrong. Okay, and any of the stuff we're looking at today, these are all stuff done in concrete buildings. Many of the deals, if you want to deal with sort of Machiya right now, it's a different kind of construction, and it's very, very it's a lot more work. Whereas that one for $180,000, you kind of get everything. You're interested in any of these properties, you can always come here to my Instagram. I invite you to follow the Instagram. Oh, I hope I'm on top of my Instagram. Who knows where I am? Oh God. Yeah, no, I actually am on top of it today. Okay, Tokyo Real Estate Mountain website. That's the Instagram. I invite people to follow it. That was the video that I did on that one retail unit there in Yokohama. Right there, you can DM me there if you'd like to contact me there. Failing that, you can always come here to my website, Tokyo Real Estate man.website, as indicated by the address box right there. Ways of contacting me. Oh, there's a shot of Nakameguro, of course, my home neighborhood. You can always come here to the contact box. 2 ways of getting a hold of me. Fill out the contact box and whatever message you like, or you give me a straight mail on email. Email to my old school email at yahoo.com. いつもこのチャンネル見てる皆様ありがとうございます。今日の動画, yeah, very, very interesting 動画今日, which is a video. We talked about this stuff in Kyoto. We talked about the history of Shua, and is it related to Chateau Kiyomizu? Dera, we talked a little bit about Baudrillard and the idea of image in the postmodern age. Seems to be my go-to word lately. いつもこのチャンネル見てる皆様ありがとうございます。今日の動画もう終わりです。お疲れ様です。